Hi, hi, hi! Welcome to Tea with Tea, where we're drinking in some big life truths along with some tea. That's probably coffee. This is really water. And maybe even some wine because this is a judgment-free zone, my friends. I'm Dr. T. Franny, and I'm a life coach with my Yes Life. And for more than 5 years, I've been helping people create a life without limits by removing the garbage can thoughts that are floating around their big, beautiful brains. So today's Limitless Life Truth is all about being full of yourself. What? There's a lot of negative connotations with that. And I kind of want to push back and say, it's okay to be full of yourself. What? So really, we're talking about self-image, other people's opinions, narcissism, and worthiness, my friends. It's all connected. So really, self-image is how you see yourself. It's your thoughts and your opinions that you believe about yourself. And those are a choice. The problem is a lot of us developed thoughts and opinions about ourselves before we knew we were old enough to filter out all the other noise and things that people had to say. And before we realized that we didn't have to buy into any of that garbage that we were getting from outside sources. And so here's the thing about that being a choice. Our thoughts creates our emotions. Our emotions drive our behavior, and our behavior gets us our results in our life. So if we have a crappy self-image, if we think really negative and hurtful thoughts about ourselves, we're going to have really crappy, unfun emotional space, which then drives us to not take action, to avoid living life, to distract ourselves, and then we're not going to get the results that we want in our life. So here's what's crazy though. We spend more time worrying about other people's opinions than we do about thinking about our self-image and the thoughts that we think about ourselves, right? So we try to control and manipulate how other people see us. And we usually prioritize other people's opinions about us more than we do our own. What? Like crazy. Think about it. Think about in your life how much you're worrying about what your boss thinks, what your spouse thinks, what your kids thinks, what your neighbors think, right? We really want people to like us and to think we're awesome or all these other different things. Meanwhile, we're sitting here like, ugh, if only I lost another 10 pounds, or ew, so squishy over here, or gosh, you're such an idiot. Why do you always make mistakes? I can't trust you, right? Like we say all these awful things to ourselves and believe all these awful things about ourselves. Oh, I can't do that. I have this condition, or I'm an introvert. I can't go out and talk to people, right? There's lots of different labels and beliefs that we have about ourselves that put us in a box. And so instead of changing what we think about ourselves, we try to make other people think the good things about us. Don't worry, you're not alone. We all do this, right? But our opinions are the only ones that we can control. Imagine that. They're in our big, beautiful brains, and we can control our own big, beautiful brains. So sometimes when I'm like, dude, like, let's totally be full of ourselves. I stole this thought from my coach, and I freaking love this, right? But sometimes people are like, that sounds so arrogant and narcissistic. So I want to break that part down. Because if we love ourselves too much, then obviously we're going into this negative space, right? So I am full of myself, like literally and figuratively full of D. I'm not full of anyone else. How can I be, right? Like legitimately, I am me, and I should love and honor and be excited everything about me, right? Sure, there's always room for growth, always room for improvement. I don't want to stagnate. I don't want to get stuck and atrophy. But loving myself, being full of myself, accepting myself is available to me right now. Just from having a thought, right? Changing my thoughts about myself. And so being full of myself because I love myself is a much different intent and belief behind it than arrogance and narcissism. The belief that I am awesome is like a million times different than I am better than. And people who are very arrogant or in that narcissistic space have those thoughts about themselves at the detriment to others. They think that they are better than other people. It comes from a place of lack, probably their own insecurities, but intention as I am awesome, right? Because if I believe I'm awesome and I love myself, guess what? That doesn't take away from you being able to believe that you are awesome and lovable, right? We can all be awesome. There's not like a cap on all of us being awesome. Like if I'm like this much awesome, you can only be this much awesome, right? From an arrogant narcissistic space, there is like, because again, that thought is I am better than. So narcissism is really like the loving of self at the expense of others, whereas having a healthy, positive self-image is loving myself as the greatest contribution to others. Say what? Right? A lot of times when we have poor self-image, we spend a lot of time obsessing about what's wrong with us. We don't take care of ourselves, and then we don't show up fully, right? Like you're out like walking around wondering what other people are thinking. Are they judging me? Are they, oh my gosh, right? And that's such a different like place to be in than to show up and be like, I'm awesome. I love myself. And how are you? Let me share space with you and hold space with you and not be wrapped up in all the crap going on in my brain, right? So here's the deal. This all ties back to worthiness too, right? I believe and I know that we're all 100% worthy no matter what. No matter what. You didn't create you. I didn't create me. I can't take credit for the awesome, and I also can't take credit for all the flaws, right? Like there is some sort of infinite wisdom that designed me to be exactly who I am. I'm worthy no matter what. And the only thing that blocks that is a belief, is a thought in my mind that tells me that I'm not good enough. And that thought is a choice. So when you're authentic, you're owning all of you. You're owning your worthiness in this exact state. You're saying, I'm 100% worthy no matter what. I didn't create me, right? Again, loving yourself is the greatest contribution that you can make, because when I love myself fully, when I have a healthy, positive self-image, I'm not taking love away from anyone else. In fact, I'm putting more love in the world, and I'm opening myself up to be more loving, to be more attentive to others, to be able to care for people better, because I'm not wrapped up in my own garbage. So it's all a choice, my friends. And that choice begins with a thought that's going on in your big, beautiful brain. So, couple things. If this message resonated with you, if this is something that you feel like you need to work on in your life, I'd like to invite you to schedule a free mini session with me. We can dive deep on this and see if coaching might help you work through what's going on in your world. The second thing I want to talk about is this Saturday is the Authentically You workshop, and I would be so honored if you joined me for this event, because it is all about owning our worthiness and getting rid of those garbage can thoughts that prevent us from owning our awesomeness. It is like this message on steroids, and we're doing the deep work. We're not just learning. I'm not just going to say fluffy, pretty words at you. We're going to do some hardcore exercises, and you're going to walk out with a head injury. We're going to disrupt those thoughts that prevent you from owning your awesome. I am super excited about it. I've been working on it nonstop. It's going to be flipping rad, and everybody needs this, because I've coached hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people, y'all, and it's amazing how this is the common denominator, right? Owning our worth, showing up and being awesome, having a healthy, positive self-image, loving ourselves, right? So hit me up. Let's do it. If you know someone who needs this message, tag them below, share it. Hey, Dr. Dufresne, my Life. Have a wonderful week, my friends. Ciao.